I am proud to deliver you here today, perhaps the most unhinged, insane article from a quote unquote journalist that you've ever seen. Now, remember that Chicago is, as we all know, mega country. But I bet you didn't know that downtown New York was also mega country because they're pushing the same insane juicy sommelier hoax, somehow blaming Trump for these lunatics in New York City that are doing terrible things. They all seem to generally, I'll just put it this way, look like the opposite of a Trump voter, in my opinion. But this article is the biggest backfire that I've seen in a long time. Amanda Marcotti, who is a senior writer for Salon.com, apparently, has written an article that could only be written by the most unhinged individual you've ever met. This story about men punching random women in NYC is both scary and resonating across the country. No, it's not. It doesn't resonate with me. I don't live in New York. Looks like, no disrespect to my New York viewers, but everything I know negative media is what sells and what works online. But zoinks, I would not want to be around NYC, period. It's an extreme version of the male entitlement nearly all women have experienced, which is the same male rage fueling mega. So just so we're clear, the people who are doing this are generally either deranged psychotics or young black youths who are playing the knockout game. That's who's doing this. It's not Trump voters, you absolute eggplant of a human being. These people who are doing this crap, by the way, have been doing it for 20 years. Obviously, the deranged people in New York City that push people on the tracks and you could just pull up any video. You could search on X, find 20, 30 videos of people doing this. And guess what? They're almost always mentally deranged black men or black youths playing the knockout game. That's what every one of these that I've seen has been. I don't know where the flood of mega Trump supporters are, but let's see if there's any in the article. I assume they must have, dozens of. Oh, no evidence whatsoever, just saying Trump. Now you're going to get your attention, Amanda. Okay, let's take a look at some of the replies. First, it was Chicago. Now New York is mega country. We're taking over. Nina Infinity. This was the most ridiculous stuff I've ever read. This resonates with me as a gay guy, too. Just yesterday, a random stranger interrupted me talking with another gay guy on a park bench to offer boxing lessons, and then he threw a total rage fit when we declined. What? Yeah, it's not mega guys doing that, I assure you. There is nothing you people want to attribute to Trump. It's almost as bad as ancient superstitions. Yet another self-loathing, misinterest farming engagement. Story, you wrote it and made it all up. I like how she writes this tweet like she didn't write the story, but she wrote the story. She's like, wow, this story is really resonating with people. You wrote it. And the only people it's resonating with are laughing at you. Random NYC attacks are an extreme manifestation of men feeling entitled to women's time and attention. What? What? Anybody, New York viewers, let me know. Is that what it is? You think it's angry incel men doing this? Men are doing these terrible things. As usual with these kinds of things, kinds of diffuse and chaotic stories, there's so much unknown. Well, I'm going to write an article about it and say it's because Trump, though, including how often it's happening, how many people are involved, and whether or not it's all coordinated. Well, what we know is already alarming. CNN, the trusted source of news, reports that dozens of women have discussed this happening to them on social media, definitely not for clout, and formally interviewed 6 of them. NBC News reports that there have been at least 3 arrests. Look at the mugshots. Let's just take a look. Let's see. They look. I bet you they look just like MAGA.
Just got punched in the face.
MAGA supporters. Okay. Oh, there's one. This guy looks like a Trump voter to me, right? That guy looks like a Trump voter. Oops.
And for mayor has an extensive.
Oops. Oops. Look at all these Trump voters in these videos. Now, are these women? Oh, okay. Here's what's funny. Okay, let's see. We've got
and at least
Skiborki Stora, which we see a picture of. And then these guys sound like Trump supporters, probably, right? Malik Maya and Franz Giudi. Oh, Franz does sound kind of white. Not that only white people vote for Trump. But these people certainly don't sound like Trump supporters. By the way, you want to go down the rabbit hole, look at what happens to Asian people when they cross the wrong folks in big cities. Remember the whole Stop Asian Hate thing? Yeah, that went away real fast when people started looking into it. The alleged people on the receiving end mostly are young and pretty. Most of them say they were minding their own business when they were attacked. Shocking. Some are on their phones or tablets. Others are speaking to friends or daydreaming. Whatever they were doing, they were just living their lives. Gee, it's almost as if keeping no criminals in jail and having no punishments whatsoever is fueling people's willingness to do terrible things. It's almost like having zero consequences for their behavior might be making it worse. And by the way, it has nothing to do with Trump. It has everything to do with drug addiction, mental health, mental derangement, and soft on crime policies. By the way, that guy who did that, who punched her, only got a misdemeanor. Walked out, never did a day in prison or jail. So guess what he probably did the day he got back out? Did it again. Somehow, though, it's Jordan Peterson's fault. These stories resonate as well because the nation is having a moment of increasingly unhinged male fury at women for daring to have lives that center around something other than catering to a man's every whim. What? Where? Huh? Source? Dude, trust me, bro? It was unleashed by Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. There's an upswell of loud male entitlement shouting at us from every corner. I've never seen it happen in my life. We see it as male fans of Jordan Peterson who clamor to his events to hear him croak out just so story about how lobsters justify their faith in male dominance, or the rise of trad wives who make a living pretending they're unemployed or housebound. Bro, you're the women doing that. It's women who are grifting off of that. Who do you think's watching those that woman content, by the way, on TikTok of trad wives? Who do you think's watching that? Chicks? It's not guys. Or Ben Shapiro burned a Barbie doll because he couldn't stand the blockbuster comedy starring a woman or anything else. Obviously, he was trolling. Mega pundits telling lies about birth control in hopes of tricking women to having babies before. What? What is this? This woman lives in an alternate reality where everything is the opposite of the truth. I mean, what? There's one big difference between male tantrums we're experiencing now and the backlashes of old. This time, women aren't really playing along. Oh, I know. They're definitely all fighting back by uploading TikToks about it. They're uploading TikToks about it to totally fight back. They're totally fighting back by uploading TikToks and getting clout off of it. And then the justice system in your city is just setting these people free immediately. Catch and release. And I mean, the idea that the rise of MAGA is fueled by misogyny. I love women. I think women can do great things. I think Women can do a lot of things. Women are valuable. I like boobs. They're great. Have you tried like sleeping with them too? That's pretty awesome. Okay. Being married to one, pretty awesome. I don't really know a lot of woman hating that rose from the earth, that rose out of nowhere because of Trump. It's been 8 years. He was president for 4. Then there's been, is it suddenly now? It's only because they're looking and they're desperate to try and find something to stick to the man. We already know they've done everything they possibly could in New York City. It's very obvious. I don't understand how you write this article. You look at these drug-addled, deranged people with mental health issues. You know they're not Trump supporters, okay? And then you write this article anyway. Instead of writing an article about, boy, maybe our justice system should keep people that do this locked up. Maybe they wouldn't do that. Or maybe our mental health systems should, not just push these people right back out on the streets. Maybe we should get these people help. Nah, they don't want to do that because it's easier to just say Trump. What an idiot. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. We'll talk to you again real soon.